So I got a big beef with people who not only work in the food service industry, but don't know how to give customer service. At the same time, they looking like they got a stick so far up their ass that shitting it out ain't gonna help. The reason why I say this is because it's so damn simple to become a part of a franchise brand that all you really need to do here specifically here in Hawaii is give roughly $10,000 to $30,000 to buy in, to do what's called a buy-in. Then put up an additional $5,000 for construction costs, minimal construction costs. With that being said, here's my freaking beef. My beef is a franchise chain known as Golden Coin just recently opened up last year at Laulani Village. That is a freaking godsend, I thought. I'm going to have to go all the way to Waipahu to get me some delicious Filipino food, cooked a little bit more elegantly with a little bit more technique. That's what I know Golden Coin as. Because I grew up eating that stuff every birthday. Every time my mom has her birthday, she wants to go to Golden Coin, the one in White Kelly or Waipahu. And then we would cruise there. And I would go there just before every car cruise that I would go to. We'd always hit up the joint, get some, I think it's called taho, which is basically some simple syrup, caramelized simple syrup with silk tofu and boba. And you mix that shit up, that thing is so good. So good! But the one in Laulani Beach, I don't know who the fuck the owner is, but they need to do 3 things. Replace the cooking staff, replace the serving staff, and revamp their training. Why? Went there yesterday with a family friend, because New Year's Day, and I wanted to spend some time with her as well, with the family friend as well, with my auntie, because never seen her in a while, so I wanted to spend time with her. So we thought of going to Zippy's, but Zippy was closed. They weren't open until 10. So went to McDonald's. The drive-thru wasn't open until 10:30. So we went to Golden Coin. Here's the rub. I had an empanada that was just like eating freaking raw dough. The texture was exactly like raw dough. The stuff that you put in the oven to make bread. Now, the saving grace of that was the menudo that was put inside the empanada to make it as a filling was cooked beautifully. Just the right amount of sweetness from whatever the sauce was cooked in. I think it was a tomato-based sauce. The potatoes was cooked perfectly. It created a nice texture, a nice gummy texture, which I really appreciate. But the thing that you wrap that dough thing was so poorly cooked that it turned into powder the moment your teeth and tongue touched that sucker. Like, it was like eating a Play-Doh, literal Play-Doh in your mouth that tasted like menudo. The only thing that made it palpable was the goddamn filling. On top of that, they had this thing called togi, which is kind of like, according to my mom, it's kind of like sisig, where it's kind of cooked on a hot plate, sizzling, and it gives you that nice crunchy, unctuous, fatty texture. But the togi that I had when I was going to Kauai, when I had friends in Kalihi who made it, they did not use coconut freaking extract covered in mayonnaise to make that thing freaking delicious. No, I tasted coconut in each and every one of those dishes, but it was the coconut water that combined that gave a little herbaceous as well as a fruity note to it. This one was also served cold. The bitch who served it to me served it cold, which made it feel like we're eating Vaseline. Like, the only thing that really had texture was like, imagine eating a frozen rubber band. That was what the pig ear tasted like. That thing was so fucking horrible, I couldn't finish it. I literally had to apologize to my mom. That was the first time ever I apologized to my mom for making me buy an atrocity on a plate. Or as several of my friends would say, shit on a plate. Literally, that's what it was. To add to that, my childhood favorite, cascaron, How the fuck do you screw that up? That is basically the Filipino coconut malasada. That is quintessential Filipino dessert. How do you mess that up? All it is, from what I understand, is mochi rice, cooked similar to bibingka, but instead of you baking it or baking it in an oven, you making it into a ball, deep frying that fucking sucker till golden brown and motherfucking delicious, and then serve it glistening, basted, glazed with sugar. That motherfucker was not even sugary. What I appreciate though from that dish, that piece of food in particular, was you actually tasted the coconut. That is the only thing I really appreciated. Now, aside from my severe grievances with the food, let me talk about the staff first of all. Now, I'm not the cleanest person, by no means necessary, but when I see people eating behind the counter when I'm getting served food and they're eating like nom, 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 like they're eating and then they're drinking, and it's like every time they cough, they don't cover their mouth with their elbow or do the dab and cough. No, what they do is they cough. The only godsend that they did was use frickin' tongs and gloves, and they changed their gloves. There is a frickin' sink behind the counter that they serve food in where they can just wash their hands for 20 goddamn seconds with soap, warm water, la 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 la, happy birthday, la 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 la, and then barao, clean. No, what they did, what really did piss me off, was they had somebody deliver to them. I don't know whether it was a husband of the coworker or a brother of one of the workers there, delivered to them Starbucks on the freaking counter when they served us food. And it wasn't even in a coaster. It was just barao right on the counter, as if it was a freaking bar. It is a fast food establishment. And by fast food, here's another one of my beefs. The cooking staff, this is to fucking you guys. How the fuck does it take 10 minutes to warm up 6 pieces of pandesal? Literally, to warm it in my mini oven or my major oven, it only takes me 5 minutes for 6 pieces of goddamn pandesal. It doesn't take longer than that. For my mom, she waited 10 minutes for that. What pisses me off is that shit is already pre-made. You get that thing from the flagship store in Kalihi. How the fuck do you not get that right? It is so improbable that it's pissing me off. So this is to the owner. If you, any of you who know the owner of this franchise, please show them this video. Because honestly, as a Filipino, I'm offended by your food. Your food is lackluster, mediocre, bland at best. My autistic brother can cook better adobo than you fucks. Seriously, if a mentally challenged child can cook better Filipino food than somebody who's lived and experienced the culture, fuck it, who is the culture, who embodies the culture, that just speaks volumes to how shitty of a manager of money you really are. Therefore, I end this rant video with this. You need to hire better staff. 1. I don't want to be talked down to because I was wearing a regular t-shirt with jeans. Alright? Second of all, just because I don't know the menu doesn't mean I gotta be like talked to as if I'm an idiot. Lastly, if you had a better communication system between 2 points of contact, meaning 2 POS systems, one POS system in the front to input the order, another POS system to input in the back, so that way they can receive the order, and an effective way of calling your customers when they have it ready, will save you not only hundreds, if not thousands, because there have been several golden coins in and around Oahu that actually have lost the company not thousands, not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars because of your ineffectiveness to communicate to your staff that you have to be on point 24/7 or whenever you get onto your shift. But no, I got welcomed by a staff that was lackluster, didn't know what the fuck they was doing, didn't know how to organize the crowd. It was pathetic. Blasphemously pathetic. Like, literally, my brother could walk in there, he could organize your shelves perfectly in a matter of, say, half an hour, and I could rip through your systems within a matter of 15 minutes or less. For example, you have on the sign at that Laulani golden coin that says line starts here. The fuck are people doing in the front? Are they ordering? No, they're just standing there waiting for their order. When you have bistro style seats outside where people can sit and eat al fresco outside and enjoy that patheticness you call Filipino cuisine, how the hell do you not have at least 2 more people in the front expediting taking the orders, printing out the bill for them, and having them bring it back into the kitchen or into that area where people pay, process the bill, give them the receipt like a regular restaurant? I mean, the Golden Coin in Waikele does that. The Golden Coin in Waipahu does that when it's overfilled. And keep in mind, there's only 6 to 12 people seating capacity in there. So every one of those seats actually, by today's standards, should be bringing in roughly yearly $1,000 to $3,000 every year. But here's the fucking thing. The management in that place doesn't capitalize on that. Why? Because they're freaking penny smart, dollar fucking stupid. The way that you can maximize that is by having people simply invest their time in food. And before I get even mad to go chew the manager's heads off, I'm going to just end this rant video and say that Eva Beach residents, do not go to that Laulani. If you love mediocre Filipino food, believe me, that's going to be your best bet. They overcharge, they underserve, they're pathetic. All 3 shifts are pathetic. I went there in the morning shifts. My mom went there in the mid-afternoon shift, lunch shift. Her friend actually went mid-lunch shift. And they said it took, for a simple freaking order that was already been processed, it took them, get this, 30 freaking minutes to process a goddamn order. And they had, behind that counter, 4 people. 4 people behind the goddamn counter couldn't process an order for the life of them. And then just now, or a couple months ago, my mom and her friend went to the grand opening. It took a boggling hour just to get food. Why? Because the communication system sucks. Your cooks, Golden Coin and Laulani, sucks.